Right, mail call time again from my buddy Dave Igleson down in Calgary. This one didn't have to travel too far, just a few hours up the road. But a nice note of encouragement there. So thank you for the kind words, Dave. And check out this sticker. I mean, look at this. That's just gorgeous. Magna Machine Works. Awesome channel, awesome guy. If you like metal shaping and fabricating and sweet, mild custom Edsel's, it's a thing of beauty. I love that car. So thank you, Dave. This one is far too nice to just go on the toolbox. This one, I think, is going to have to go on the 63. We also have this beautiful decal, and that is definitely going on the toolbox. And there we have it. Right there. Cover up that big, ugly blank space on my own sticker with a much better one. Magna Machine Works. Do not forget, check him out. YouTube, Instagram. Great guy. Fantastic channel. Awesome customs. Go check it out. Can actually hear the snow landing. I guess I better get this snowblower installed. Hi, Clyde. Not as much because I want to use it to clear the snow, but mostly so that I can park the Jeep inside and don't have to sweep it off before I go to work tomorrow. Got it a little too high there. Well, that's fun. Oh, remind me again why I live in Canada. Winning. Okay. Wow. These links are just held on with these clips on the inside. So I've just added wheels here to either side. They just kind of bolt on. And that's just so I can move this thing around in the off season. Alright. For reasons I don't fully understand, we put a different belt guard on. It's over on this side, so here is the little bolt that retains the belt guard, so the other belt guard can go with the deck, and we just have the PTO cable to install. See the pulley engaging. So that's working. Okay, good deal. So last winter I'm clearing snow away and I hit this humongous chunk of ice that fell off a vehicle or whatever. And this happens sometimes, but kind of kept going. It was still kind of blowing snow, but after a few minutes, it just didn't seem like it was blowing it quite as well as normal. And so it was really hard to check, because with the safety switch, as soon as you hop off, the engine shuts off. So I couldn't really tell if these were still rotating. So I disabled the seat safety switch, and I was able to take a look, and with it engaged, these were not really turning, kind of just barely at all. And so on investigation, I found out that what had happened is way back here, between the I guess third and second stage, the shaft had snapped. There are, of course, shear pins in there to prevent that from happening. They had kind of worn halfway through, but didn't break. So once that shaft let go, I mean, that drives, there's a worm gear in here. So that drives, that drives everything. So nothing was going. So I got in touch with Cub Cadet's social media people, and I had spoken to them before, and I kind of said, whoops, looks like I got some work ahead of me to do. And they suggested that I speak to the parts department, just see what they would do. So I did, and this, at the time, and this is now 6 years old, so it was about 5 years old then, or a little more, well out of warranty. And the guy says, well, are you going to do the work yourself? And I said, yeah, that's my plan. He says, well, then I'll send you the parts. That shaft was list, I think, $230. He also sent me updated shear pins and an updated bracket that mounts just up here. It supports the gearbox. So there was kind of a known issue, but of course it was well out of warranty. Yeah, they sent me those parts free of charge. And I had forgotten to ask about the seals. Honestly, that little gearbox is kind of a pain in the butt to get apart. Like, if you don't do it in just the right order, forget it. And putting it back together is much the same. But I was able to get the seals locally, and it was difficult to find out what kind of oil to put in there. They didn't really know. Eventually I found out. They did a live, and I asked there, and I think I found out it was, I seem to recall, it's just a straight 20 weight oil, or 10 weight. It was just a straight weight oil. I mean, it's nothing fancy, right? It's just a worm gear. So that put me back in business, and I just, I was really impressed that they would send me these parts free of charge, expensive parts, and just as long as I did the work. And that was after they sent me a big box of goodies for myself and for Cash, just because I sent them a picture of her driving the tractor one summer. So I cannot say enough good things about Cub Cadet and MTD in general. I mean, this tractor's been pretty bulletproof. You've seen. I mean, I had some squeaky steering. That's not their fault. That's stuff gets in there. Like, love Cub Cadet, love MTD Canada, highly recommend them. I don't think I'd get the same service from the green and yellow guys, if I'm honest. I really don't. I think I'd be paying through the nose for those parts. Time to carry on. Another tidbit, we're looking at the business end here. Kohler 20 horsepower single. It's been a pretty tough little motor. Carbureted, nothing fancy. If you don't watch Steve's Small Engine Saloon, you should. If you have any questions about small engine maintenance repair, that guy knows what he's talking about. He's out on Vancouver Island, and he's awesome. Great channel. Hey Steve, thank you very much. I've learned a lot from you, a lot. So thank you. He recently posted a video where he talked about air filters on snowblowers. And your small snowblowers never come with an air filter, because they're running in, you know, it's a dust-free environment, right? Just like, as he mentioned, outboard motors. You know, there's no dust on the lake, so why run an air filter? And in fact, on a snowblower, you do run the risk of moisture getting in there and, you know, freezing it up, and then it'll be hard to start. It might collapse the filter, you know, that kind of thing. So he had recommended removing it and, you know, just put it with your mower deck or whatever so that you don't forget to put it back on in the spring. But I think in the case of this motor, like, it's pretty well encased. Honestly, I don't even know where it takes its air from. So I don't think I'm going to worry too much about it. I've never had an issue with it in the past. If it was more exposed, I definitely can see what he's talking about. So I think in my case, with this motor, I'm not going to worry about it. Have a peek. While we're here, we might as well look inside. So that's it there. Where does it take its air from? You know, it's taking its air from, I think, from up in here. So light test. The one aspect I cannot dispute of this whole process that I really dislike: tire chains. Without them, you can forget it. You're not going anywhere. You can get a weight kit for sure. It's a bracket that mounts to the back and hangs some suitcase weights off of it, but now you can't back up as close to things, which can be an issue in my driveway, just maneuverability to get the business end where I want it. And I just still don't think adding 100 pounds or whatever of weight is going to make these tires bite into ice and snow really any better. In conjunction with the chains, they'd probably be really good. Maybe I need some studded snow tires for the back. That'd be pretty sweet. These new front tires that I put on when I switched with Wild Turfy, these front tires have a lot more grippy tread, so they're a lot better. And maybe when these wear out and I get, you know, I'll be able to get something a little grippier, but for now it's what I got, so I'm going to put on the chains. Old Gil is still sitting here, and you know what? I actually do have a Gilson snowblower that mounts to the front of this in place of the blade. And I had kind of mentioned such ones before, and my buddy James over at Dudes with Wrenches, side note, if you're not watching Dudes with Wrenches, I don't know if we can be friends anymore. That guy's hilarious, great channel. Definitely go check him out. Give him a sub. He deserves it. What a fantastic channel. Great mechanic too. In his words, last when I picked this up, he said, "Mount that sucker and let him eat." So if I get through some projects this winter and I get a little spare time, I'll drag that thing in here and I'll figure out how to mount it, and we'll let him eat. And he can shoulder some of the load, take some of the load off of Cubby here. Although, as you can see, he's still out of commission. I have enlisted a little bit of backup on that lift cylinder, and when they come through, I know they will, we'll get that sucker put back together, and this thing's going to be back on the road, so to speak. It's too cool to not put back on the road, so it's got to happen. It just has to, and it's going to. That's all there is to it. I may have been losing, you know, what, 4 battles so far, but I don't lose wars. You're going, hey Farrell, if you've got this humongous snowblower on the front of your tractor and you want to park it in that chicken hen house that you just took 4 feet out of, is that going to fit? Well, I don't know. We're about to find out. I always forget is to engage the transaxle, and I sit there and go, ooh, why am I not going anywhere? All right. Let's see. Choke on. I've charged up this battery, so it's been giving me trouble. Hopefully it'll work. Oh, brake on. Whoa! All right, that started really well. These are my block heater and battery warmer. All right, off we go. Oh, this is a sight I'm gonna have to get used to this winter, I think. I always back it in because that way, as soon as I come out, I can start moving snow. All right. Let's see if I can do this without hitting anything. It's been a while. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Why is that going? I had this problem last year. Kind of engages the drive even when it shouldn't. Let's go back in. Maybe I've put the wrong belt guard back on, or got it out of position or something. You can smell the belt smoking. Yikes. Well, I don't know. Kind of had this issue last year, and it just turned out that I'd put the wrong guard back on. This is the right guard, so I don't know if this keeps acting up like that. Might require some attention. But for now, let's see. Seems like it might be okay. The coop is still open, so I don't want to waste too much time. Yeah. I think old one pull there is going to have to find a new home. Mr. Jeep gets to spend the night inside, which I will be happy about in the morning. It's going to make a big sloppy mess in here, but hey, that's life in Canada. As far as this goes, I've determined that if I park on the very far left side, room is not bad over here, and truthfully I could even pull forward a little bit. I can get the door open. Hey chickens. It's not too cold in here, which is quite nice. I hope it kind of stays that way. And just run a cord down for my block heater and battery warmer. I'd like that to be on a timer, like I said, but for now it'll just have to be on full time. It's a power bill anyway. I almost forgot to show you guys. This is the shaft that broke. You can see that's the end there where it came apart. And I've just mounted it up here as a kind of reminder for a bit of a wall of shame, you might say. Pretty interesting, actually. Pretty interesting piece.